Okay, good evening to you all. Today is 25th October 2025, where I'm going to hold this public sensitization on CAC registration. And this webinar, I decided to hold it looking at how our people, most of our people up till today, are not fully aware of what CAC is all about, how to go about CAC registration, what type of legal classifications or types of CAC registration that we have, which one you're supposed to choose. That what we are going to discuss today. I'm going to normally explain to you about all this. You have a full understanding on them. From there you can make a choice and choose anyone that you think fits you and you go for it, so that whenever you need to register CAC, you are fully sensitized about what to go for, because you know the implication, you know the advantages, you know what it is all about, so that you will go for that and register with it. Reason for this webinar has to do with is a graduate person who asked me for CSC registration. Of course, she need to register her company, but the question she asked me about is, I told her that okay, she need to register their business. I told her, okay, do you want to do business registration or company registration? The response of that female is what, give me the impression to hold this webinar for people, so that people will understand that this CAC is about this, not what other people are thinking. Because what she told me when I asked her business name registration or company registration, she told me that I should send samples of the pictures for her to choose what she want and pay for it. You see, to her, she thought, she's a graduate, to be frank with you. To her, she thought CAC registration is like a choosing a product in a supermarket or something like that. So she want to choose from the pictures. She need the samples. She need to look at the samples. Which one is, look maybe better to her, or which one she needs. Maybe she will pick from that and she will just go ahead and do the and pay for it. Not to even do the registration, no, to pay for it. So you see, it's something that is very unbecoming, because our people supposed to have this sensitization and awareness training or sessions, so that they will be fully aware of what CAC is all about, what you need to do, what you need to have, what you need to go for, what are the implications of what you have, and the rest. So that's what I'm going to discuss about today. It's a very long, discussion, a long topic. I know I cannot cover it just within this, webinar, but I'm going to give you some hints and I'm going to give you some guides, which I believe maybe if time permit in the future, maybe I will hold similar sensitization so that we'll discuss more about some of these things. But now we'll have a kind of concise uh, information about all this, and you will have an overview of them, so that you will make a choice whenever you need to do that. Or if you have an existing business or existing company, you will know that you need to do this, you need to do that in order for you to make it looks good, in order for you to kind of make it fine the way it's supposed to be, maybe not the way you did it before. So this is about this webinar. So always before I start my webinar or my class or any session, I used to give the outlines of what we are going to cover. So we'll talk about CAC, why CAC, types of CAC registration, how to go about CAC registration. Then we'll have question and answer, and we have conclusion and call it a day. I don't want this webinar to exceed, 30 minutes. I don't want that. I want us to finish around 30 to 35 minutes and call it a night. That's what I really want us to do. So it's going to be a kind of, you know, uh, a very concise way. I don't want to expand everything to confuse you. I want to now, since it's the first webinar I did on this, and I'm talking about people that have doesn't maybe have background in law, or even if they did, they need to kind of understand what we are going to discuss, so that you will not be carried away with much explanation. So let's talk about CAC. What CAC is all about is just a federal government commission established under Company and Allied Matters Act. This Company and Allied Matters Act is an act, is a law. That is it. Let me just call it. That is an act enacted by the National Assembly, which governs the registration of all the legal entities in Nigeria. So that it started with that. So the responsibility of this Corporate Affairs Commission, they 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 settle with the responsibility to register businesses, uh, profit and non-profit organizations. So any entity that need to be legal entity in Nigeria must registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, irrespective of being it association, foundation, organization, political movement, whatever it is. In as much as is an entity, that entity must be registered with Corporate Affairs Commission. That's what the law, provided under the Company and Allied Matters Act. So that's what CAC is all about. So whenever you hear CAC, please talk and share that, ensure that CAC is a what is a commission, is a body on its own, is a commission. So again, this CAC that you see when we say is a legal entity, any business in Nigeria, because we are to talk about businesses, any business in Nigeria that operate for more than 28 days without registering with CAC is running an illegal business. That why when you go to register any business and that business that you are running, you run the business for more than 28 days, then you are going to pay a penalty for every single day exceeding that 28 days. So from 29 upwards, you are going to make you are going to pay the penalty. That what a lot of people that are doing the registration by themselves, of course, you can do it since CSE, CAMA, that is Corporate Affairs Company Allied Matters Act, allowed everyone now, after the amendment in 2020, to allowed everybody to go and do the registration by himself, unlike before. So a lot of people who are registering the business, when they asked to put the date of commencement of the business, they used to put date of birth. Or some of them, they used to put something way like 20 years back and whatever, and CAC will fine them for that. They will say that you are going to pay a penalty of 250 days per every day up till the day that you are registering the business, which I know nobody can afford to pay that. You put 1999. That is, you put your date of birth instead of putting the day you started the business. So when you put that, you have to pay the penalty on that. So that's something that you need to understand. Whenever you have any legal entity or any business, before you start running that business, make sure, please go and register that business before the operating of that business. At least that will save you this penalty. It will protect the name so that you cannot go ahead and start, running your business with the name. At the end of the day, you will be told when you go to register the name, you will be told that the name was taken. This was taken by somebody and you're not going to have the name. So when that happens to you, believe me, it will affect your business. It will affect a lot of things and it will make you feel very, very bad. And that's why the first thing you need to is to go ahead and do the registration. That's the first thing that you need to do. So let's continue. This is all about the CAC. So let's continue. So why CAC? That's something that we need to discuss about. Why the CAC? Why CAC? The reason for the CAC now is you need CAC for you to have a trusted business. When you are running a business and that business doesn't have CAC, believe me, is not a trusted business. People will not trust your business. So for you to have that, you need to register with Corporate Affairs Commission whenever you have any business in mind. Of course, you'll have a legal entity. So that business will become legal a body on its own. That business will become a what? A legal entity. Apart from being a trusted business, that business has a recognition, a law. That means law recognize your business. That means your business is a legal business running in Nigeria, not an illegal business. It's a legal business. That legal entity that your business have now is something that you'll be very happy that you have a legal business entity in Nigeria. I have a lot of clients from outside Nigeria that they want me to register a company for them in Nigeria, not because they want to do anything. No, they want to archive it in their country that they have legal presence in Nigeria. That's the only reason why they are registering the name in Nigeria. And they don't want anybody to take the name. So that's why they registered the name here in Nigeria. They process all the document and they put them in their collection so that as far as concerned, they can be proud that this business that they are running in their country, they still have legal entity of the same business in Nigeria. So it's something that, of course, everybody, whenever you are running something, you need to have this legal entity so that you'll be proud of yourself that your business is legally recognized business. So apart from that legal entity, there is legal personality. You see, this legal personality is something that distincts you from the business. It means that your business is a whole on its own. You are separate from your business. So your business is something else, and you are something else. And this legal personality applies to, you know, applies to it applies to all the classification that we have except business registration. Business registration, when it has that legal personality that it have, it distincts the liability. It protects you from incurring more liabilities from the company to be unlimited to you or to personally affect you. So that means when you register a company, you distinct yourself from whatever is running in the company from your personal property. I'll discuss about them when I'm talking about limited liability company. And this legal personality that your business will have, it gives it almost everything. The hands, the head, the eyes. It's like a legal body on its own. Is something else, not you. So this is another thing related to that. So, and perpetuity is something that your business will have a perpetual, existence. It will last forever. When you register to your business with CAC, it will last forever. And this perpetuity is only applied to all except, also take note, except limited partnership and also except business registration. So if you want your legal entity to last forever, you need to go for other classifications. I'll tell you that when we are discussing the classifications. But of course, when you registered with CAC, even if you die, your successors can share your business. They can share the shares in your company. They can go ahead and do that. Everybody will take his portion of your shares. And that's one thing about registration with CAC. And also you can have a corporate account. You can have a corporate bank account in the name of your business. Of course, that's something that, of course, you will love that, because when you have that, it shows that people will trust that I'm sending my money to this so business account. And something that you need to have for people to know that you are running a professional company. That way, any contract, any government contract, nobody can pay you into personal account. Nobody. They need corporate account that signed the contract or that won the bidding. So it's the only one that they're going to put that for them. So please, this is something that uh, you need to understand about this. Another thing is legal compliance. When you register it, why CAC is for you to have a legal compliance with the Nigerian government, because when you are running a business without registering that business, you don't have a legal compliance, and that means you are running an illegal business. They can arrest you. They can even prosecute you for that. So you need to have that. And there are lots of reasons why you need to have that. Even these government palliatives and all the government contracts, government other things that people are applying, if you don't have CAC, nobody will consider you. So you see, these are the reason why you need corporate affairs commission, why you need to register with them. That's These are the reasons. And I believe this is something that will give the notion to you that, okay, even if I don't have, I will say that, yeah, I need to have this, because if I don't have this, any dealings I'm doing in Nigeria is illegal and I'm liable and I can be prosecuted for that. So let's move and let's continue. Let's talk about these types of CAC registration. There are different types of this CAC registration that we have, and I'm going to talk about them, and I will explain them to you so that you'll have them, you'll know them, and you know which one you are going for. We have business name registration. This business name is like sole proprietorship. That's what it is called, sole proprietorship. It's called sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is a one-man business. is a one-man business. Just me. I just want to register a business. I want to run my personal business. Then I will just go and register a sole proprietorship. That is business name registration. When you do a name registration is one thing. Let me tell you this. That legal personality that I told you about, that you are distinct from the business, in this case, you are not distinct from it. The liability is unlimited. Anything that your business go and do is you are liable for that. Another thing for this business name registration is that when you have sole proprietorship registration, when you died, the business died. That's the end of the business. Nobody can inherit it. So when you died, the name died, the business died. And this is the reason why Corporate Affairs Commission changed all the schools registration in 2019, 2020. In 2020, they asked all the schools that registered as sole proprietorship before to go and update their registration to limited liability. Why? Because of this perpetual succession feature, which business name does not have that. So if you register a school and you refuse to update your school to limited liability, when you died, the school died. And that's the end of the school. So, but you need to turn it to limited liability, because limited liability company has a legal personality that when you died, it continue. So you just go and apply for change of director, change of shareholder, and you continue your things, and the business continues forever. So that's one thing about this. So whenever you have a one-man business, you don't have directors, you don't have shareholders, you don't have secretary, just go for business name. Is okay. It's just sole proprietorship, and that's how it's all about. So you can go ahead and that. So for the company, we have a company that is the limited liability. This company registration, there are lots of different types of companies under it, but I just want to focus on this limited liability, because this limited liability is what dealt with normal businesses that our people are running. This limited liability is the type of company, that type of registration that requires a director, a shareholder, and a company secretary. So with this, whenever you are registering this, make sure but now with the amendment of CAMA 2020, that is called Company and Allied Matters Act, you can register a company alone, unlike before, which requires a minimum of two directors to register a company. Now you can register a company alone. You can be a sole director, sole shareholder, and you don't need a secretary for small company. That is a company with less than 5 million share capital. So you can register it alone. You can be your own director, you can be your own shareholder without a secretary. Just register your own company. Later on, if you want to make it more professional, you can engage your family. Maybe you can appoint your wife, your children as shareholders. And this is what I used to advise my clients. Register your company with your families, so that when you died, your children will inherit the shares. Your children will share the shares of the company. That's how it's supposed to be. And let me explain this to you a little bit. A director, understand this. A director, directors of the company, director is just a servant of a company. It's just an employee of a company. So you can employ anybody to be a director of your company in as much as that person is capable of running the business for you. But shareholders are the owners of the company. So make sure, don't ever put anybody who is not part of the company, that means who will not take part, a portion of the company, to become a shareholder of your company. Please make sure you note that. But people are like, just allow other people to take everything. They can appoint everybody to be a shareholder of your company, or to be a director of your company, because you can remove them. You can remove them anytime you want as the director of the company, and they don't have anything to do. They don't have any, they just run the affairs of the company. While shareholders, they are the owners of the company. So your children can be shareholders. You can put yourself, your children, your wife, your mother, your father, you can put them at the shareholders of the company, but they are not the directors of the, because they don't run the company. So directors are separate from that. And also secretary is also separate. You know what, secretary is the one that do all the secretarial activities of the company. You can appoint a secretary. Secretary also is not a shareholder of the company. He has nothing of the company. So director and secretary, you can appoint anybody. You can pay them for what they are doing, for their services and everything. You don't need to become the director or the secretary of the company. But shareholder, they are the owners of the company. So when you are registering a company, make sure you hold the shares or maybe higher portion of the shares and the rest. And anybody with the higher portion of the share has a say in the company. Most of the time, whenever there is a vote, people with the highest shareholding within the company, they have a higher say in the company. So don't go and give a lot of people different share and you hold small portion of the share. They are going to run the company, not you. I saw a lot of people doing that. Somebody will say, I need 60% of your shares. You just give him 60% and you're holding 40%. Believe me, he's the owner of the company. You just hold 40% and you hold 60%. Whenever there is any vote, unless maybe. Okay, I'm so sorry. My network just shake. But let me just round it off because I don't want this network to start doing things for us. So, like I said, if he is holding that 60%, unless maybe the right of the minority right that has to do with other things, you can do something. But anything that has to do with making a decision, he's the one to make the decision because believe me, he owns 60% of your company. So make sure you note this and you are very aware of this. So the next thing is IT. We have incorporated trustees. It's another type of CAC registration. These incorporated trustees are non-profit entities. They are not doing any business. No, they're not running any business. They are all under all foundations, associations, NGOs. That is this non-governmental organization that you are hearing. All this falls under incorporated trustees. Mosques, churches, all this falls under incorporated trustees. They falls under incorporated trustees. So these incorporated trustees, the registration falls any type of entity that you have, which is not just to, you know, uh, promote something, is just to help to maybe give charity or to do anything, for free to people to render services or humanity and other things. You go for IT, that is incorporated trustees. And for this incorporated trustees, it requires minimum of two trustees. That's what it requires. Minimum of two trustees. You can have two of you can register it, but one person cannot register it. And trustees are the people who they are going to oversee the affairs of that incorporated trustee. That is that foundation or organization or church or mosque. Okay, I'm so sorry. I told you my network started doing that. I don't know why, but let me rush. We finish this and we call it a day before it, uh, doing more things fast. So that's incorporated trustee. So you understand all association and everything are under that. We have limited partnership. This limited partnership was introduced by Corporate Affairs Commission. It's new. Many people are not aware of this. But if there is a partnership of people, there is a partnership of people, you need a one general partner. You need a one general partner and also a one limited partner. It means two of you enter into a partnership to create a legal entity. So there is need for one general partner and one limited partner. The liability of that one general partner is only limited to this legal limited partnership, while the liability of limited partner is limited. That's what this limited partnership is. It's a new legal entity that was introduced by 2020 Company and Allied Matters Act. A lot of people are not aware of that. So I'm not going to talk much on that. I'm just talking about it so that I know some people will understand what I'm saying about this. The next thing is this limited liability partnership. For this limited liability partnership, there is need for partnership. Here, all of you are limited partners. There is no need for general partner. So all of you are limited partners. So your liability is restricted to that partnership agreement. That is that contribution that you entered into partnership with and registered the company. Your liability will be restricted to that partnership alone. That's what this limited liability partnership is all about. So these are the legal entities that we have and the different types of registration. Any registration that you see in Nigeria, political these moves that you are seeing, NNPP, APC, and whatever, they are all under this IT. They just go ahead. But some of them will be asked to go and do it under limited by guarantee. There is a limited by guarantee. Also, we have that type of company. We have limited by guarantee, and we have limited liability company. So you need to understand all that. Okay. So now, what you need, these are the things that you need to do the registration. And I'm advising everyone to take note on this. First of all, when you are registering your business, please consult with expert. Talk to someone who is expert on corporate matters. Talk to him and tell him the type of business you want to run, what you want to do, what you need, and everything. Let him advise you. Even if you are going to pay money so that he will guide you, he will explain everything to you, so that on in the future, you will not make a grave mistake in the future, and it's going to haunt you later. There are a lot of people, it's haunting them now because they go and register business in 19 something or in 2000. They put their lawyers that registered the company for them as shareholders. And now, things are happening. This lawyer will just come and claim like the company is his own or something like that. Things are happening. So make sure you are well advised and well consulted on whatever you're going to do. Please take note on that. Secondly, know people to involve in the registration. You need to know the people you need to involve. So when you are doing the registration, like I give this example, don't put anybody that is not relevant to the registration that you want to do. Please put the people that are relevant. So if you want to put your children, put your children. If you want to put your mom, put your mom. You want to put your dad, go ahead and put them as shareholders. But don't go and put them as directors because they are not running the business unless they are running the business. Directors are people that run the business. They are not the owners. Its shareholders are the owners of the business. So if you want to give a portion of your company to your mother or to your father or to your children or to your wife, go ahead and do that. But appoint people that you know will do great to the business. And you can appoint anybody. You can remove anybody in as much as you hold the higher portion of the shares in the company. So you need to know that. And when you consult your lawyer, he's the one to advise you because there are threshold or shares that we have. Every company that you want to do, some of the company has their minimum share capital. Share capital is the value of the company in just a plain English. The value of the company. What is the value of the company? So you will be advised that this company needs a minimum value of 1 million, and there are generally companies need minimum value of 10,000. Generally. But there are companies that need minimum value of 10 million, minimum value of 30 million, minimum value of 100 million, minimum value of 500 million, minimum value of 1 billion, minimum value of 2 billion, 5 billion. These are the threshold that we have of shares. So based on what you need, believe me, your whatever expert you are consulting will advise you accordingly. Then get all the requirements. Any requirement that you need for your legal entity, make sure you get it. There are certain companies, even when you register them with CAC, you need other certificate. You need a SCUMU certificate with EFCC. You need export certificate. You need trademark certificate. You need a lot of different certificate. You need them. So if you need them, please go get all the requirements before you start running that business so that you would have a fully registered legal entity in Nigeria. Then comply with all the procedures. Please, any procedure that you know exists, please comply with such procedure to avoid, being a victim of a lot of things in the future, and it's not going to accumulate for you because there are people that register business, they abandon it. Now they ask you, you want to remove somebody, your business it's inactive. You were asked to go and activate the business. When you go, they will tell you that you registered the business 30 years ago and you need to pay annual report of 30 years. You need to pay annual return of 30 years. If you calculate the money, it's a huge amount of money. So you can't afford to pay that. You will be crying, you'll be this, you'll be that. That's what happened to a lot of people. And that's why CAC removed a lot of companies from the register. And a lot of people lost their businesses because they are not complying with all the procedures. They are not complying with all the regulation. They are not paying their annual return. They are not filing a lot of things. They're not doing all that. So please make sure your expert advise you accordingly. And lastly, be very, very careful because this registration of CAC, you need to be very, very careful when you are doing it. Be very careful because a lot of people consider this CAC as just like that. Don't go ahead, like I used to emphasize. Don't go ahead and involve people that doesn't matter. When you died, you don't know what your company will become in the future. There are lots of people that are now a victim of that. You don't know what the company will become in the future. A company that was started with 1,000 today can become in the next 10 years, the company can have a value of more than 2 billion, please. A lot of things will happen. And if you go to court, that document is the only thing that will speak the truth. So any explanation you are going to say, you say that no, he's just my brother. I added him in the company. His wife, now he died, you died. And his wife is claiming that he is part of the company and he is part of the shareholders and he needs 20 or 50% of whatever is related to that company. And you are no more to explain that to them that you just added him in the company. He has nothing in the company. Believe me, nobody will listen to you and you will lose that. And the claim of his wife will succeed in the court. Please be very, very careful when you are registering with a company with CAC, please. Okay, so this is it, and believe me, we only have 2 minutes left, and this is exactly where I'm going to stop in this. I know there are lots we are going to discuss maybe in the future, but this is all what I need to share with you to highlight to you so that you will understand about this, you will hear this, you will have at least an overview of what CAC registration is all about, what types of CAC registration we have, why the CAC registration, and how to go about the CAC registration. So please, we just have like 2 minutes, and my network is very, very bad or is becoming bad. So if you have one question, maybe I'll respond to one question. And if you don't have, then we can call it a day and we meet maybe yeah tomorrow. I also have career mentoring session, so we meet maybe tomorrow, or with some of you we meet next time. So please, what do you say? If you have any question, we just have 1 minute 49 seconds to go. If there is not any question, I think we can call it a day, and I wish you all the best and have a wonderful dream. So thank you so much. I cannot see any questions. So in the absence of that, have a wonderful dream and see you next time. Bye bye.